Good morning, it's April 14th, and we're going to be heading into the Longbow dashboard to look at a few key securities that are going to give you a sense of potential opportunities if you've been waiting patiently on them. Obviously, today we've heard from some really big banks. We had the markets up initially because JP Morgan, Citi, Wells Fargo, they posted strong net interest income, gave pretty strong guidance, but I'd say that people started getting really cautious today due to some retail figures, manufacturing and industrial figures, as well as consumer sentiment about where inflation is heading. So when that happens, people are worried and saying, hey, those 3 to 4 rate cuts that we're expecting probably aren't going to happen. You had Waller out this morning talking about more rate increases to combat inflation. So we're going to be talking today about a few securities that we've mentioned this week in case you've been waiting patiently. So first, I'm on the KISS view here, keep it simple, and we'll say and systematic, so very data-driven. With the SPY, so we have an overbought signal today. You can see the white line is just above the red line. You've got, in terms of momentum signals, it's bullish short-term and medium-term. So in terms of that, you would say, gosh, this is on an upward trajectory for the S&P 500. Why, what's going on with the core signal? Well, it's neutral because we have some really bearish asymmetry. You've got a narrowing of the trading range, meaning the low end's getting higher, but the high end is getting lower. That's not great. And we're in very neutral territory. So people aren't paying up for protection in the options market, but they're also not getting complacent. So, if you've been trading this in terms of a hedge, this is when you would be thinking about this from, using it for a hedge to be short. This is not the time to be going into the SPY. And then let's head to the XLF, which is the financials ETF, as well as the KRE. So remember, that's the regional banking. We've got another overbought signal. It makes a lot of sense because you have JP Morgan up so much today and the banks doing well, where the white line's above the red line. So you're looking at 3 to 8 downside, and that's versus the SPY 2 to 2. So financials are really quite overbought. But you have this bearish momentum from the medium term. It's been neutral on the short term because they've bounced back from the banking crisis, but it's bearish on the medium term. So you need to be pretty careful here. It's bearish asymmetry. Although interesting, the low end of the trading range is getting higher. So is the high end of the trading range. But it's trading at an implied volatility discount. So it means that people have gotten complacent on it. So this is the time, if you're looking to short the ETF, this doesn't look so bad as a timing to be able to do that. And then in terms of the regional banking, you have it still in the trading range, but it's near that top end of the trading range. So if I'm sitting in your shoes and thinking, okay, there's been the big banks, the big kids have gotten all the deposits, it's making them happy. Guess who those came from? It's the small guys. And they start reporting in form next week. And so again, if you're thinking about shorting regional banks, obviously, it's better to do one-off if you've done your homework on the fundamentals. But if you're just looking as a broad basis, and that's really what we're trying to get at here for you today, this is a time when they're looking a little bit overbought. The short-term momentum's obviously bearish, medium-term's bearish, asymmetry's bearish. And so what we could see if this pops up, it wouldn't surprise me if the core signal for Longbow did show a sell. But we would be careful a little bit because also they've got an implied volatility discount. It means that people aren't too worried, too excited about it. So that's not really going to help you in your signal. But again, if you're looking to not just have to pick that one bank and have the open the envelope surprise during earnings season, you could use the KRE, I believe, in terms of hedging for either existing positions or if you want to take that view that you're going to be negative on regional banks, you're getting closer to that level. Well, that's it for today. It's Friday. I'll see you back Monday.